Welcome back, everyone. We're getting ready for group play in Group B for the Vanguard League as a Season 11 Frontline Draft Series playoffs. And day one for this one has been wild and wacky. Pac-Man is still in the booth alongside myself, but way over there on the other end of the high end of the spectrum of sexy and stud is a top 10, is an 11, honestly. Quanzek hanging out with us as we are getting ready for these two to cast the beginning of group stage play. Quanzek, how are you this fine and lovely day? And what'd you think, if you got to see any of it, of Group A?
I watched the very tail end, more or less what I was expecting outside of Aces. I thought Aces would compete, but I thought Avalanche would be the ones moving on to day two. That wasn't the case. Aces completely showed out and looked a little bit dangerous, so it seems like they may have some sub issues potentially going into next week. Which you aren't allowed to sub, hence the issues. Mob made the groups I was expecting, and Phantoms, they got in.
Yeah, they it was a bit off because Phantoms were starting to look good and then just kind of just dwindled off. And same to be said about the Avalanche. A lot of great striking was found early, but they fell from grace. I think we ultimately found at least the Mob. I don't know what Aces are going to turn into, and we're going to let that one evolve over time. We're going to figure out what the next week will look like. But Pac-Man, we're looking at this particular matchup, and Lux has been stressing all day long, just like he often does. He still makes the playoffs, but we're going up against the Spartans. How do you feel about this matchup?
I don't know how to feel about this matchup. Spartans have a very impressive record, but they have a very unimpressive game differential. They always win close or lose badly, and Phoenix, they're also a good team. I don't think I played either of these teams in the regular season, so I don't know how they play, but I'm looking forward to watching it.
Well, Quanzek, just looking in, I mean, who's going to be the biggest factor? We got Farquad, Cermak Double, and Dexter for the Spartans, and of course, you got Lux, Jaden, and Devise for the Phoenix. I mean, who's going to be that pop off, at least in your eyes?
It's Jaden easily for me. Spartans, we all know how they play. They take it to a game 5. They play close. They play a very defensive game. Phoenix, a lot of the offense revolves around Jaden. He's been the sole scorer for this team a lot of the time. So if he's able to pile on the pressure early, make Spartans force them to have offense, get that ball rolling on their side, maybe see if they can not go to game 5, not win by a goal. I think he's going to be the catalyst for this Phoenix team in order to enable them to get pressure on the Spartans, but we'll get underway here in game 1.
Yep, we have Phoenix in the orange, Spartans in the blue, and winner here has a very good chance of making it out of groups. I think the first match you always play is the most important, and that is what both of these teams want to win. This is going to be an opportunity for the Spartans, but a good clear comes out, and now Phoenix might have a chance.
50 from Devise onto McDouble, gets bumped into that, and Dexter will collect the ball because of it. 50 boost, just trying to keep in front of it, enable himself to get a 50, but Jaden, a little bit of a miss flip there. Devise bails him out with the diving save. Jaden dropped the ball. I think he just misread it and couldn't get to the ball in time, as him and Devise will double commit on the sidewall. A little bit out of sorts to start things off, but we're still only 45 seconds in.
45 seconds and somehow no goal. I don't know how he was able to get there, but Spartans back on offense. Cermak Double going to try to get an open net. Lux gets back, and now Lux has a chance. He's going to take a shot. That might be on. No, it hits the post, and he can't read it. Bounces slightly to mid. Lux can't get to it. Somehow a goal doesn't go in there. Farquad now trying to get a counterattack for the Spartans. It gets shut down, and it seemed like a lot of back and forth play going to happen here.
Dexter from his own backboard, gonna use all of his boost to try to catch up to this ball, but ends up just twirling in air. McDouble down the left side wall, cut off by Lux. This one is Jake throwing it onto the backboard. It's gonna fall in front for Dexter. He gets a piece of it, but not much more going there as Jaden to Devise to Lux. Lux to the net. It's a double commit between Jake and McDouble. Opens up a little bit of space, but you see all the Spartans players bearing down on Jaden on the left side wall. They will find the clear and look to set up some sort of offense here back into the orange half.
Yep, and now Dexter gonna try to get up the corner. Gets a challenge. That's gonna be mid. Farquaad has a chance. Devise gets dunked. It's still in a half. McDouble able to beat Jaden. Still there. Lux gets a good hit. Dexter taking his time, putting it back in. But now Jaden has the opportunity. He doesn't follow up for that, and Farquaad's able to get it clear. And now this is gonna be an opportunity. 1v2. Lux able to get the challenge and keep it out of threat level. Keep it out of the zone.
Jaden. Looking into the middle for Devise. Devise towards the net, just gonna try one from range, but those are most likely not gonna find their way into the net. If we're in Prospect, it's a different story, but we find ourselves casting the Vanguard matches today. Jaden, over the top of McDouble, uses his boost to maybe get a little bit more momentum, set himself for a shot here. He gets it around the final defender, and it is Phoenix gonna get on the board first. Jaden, able to find the touch and fall back down on the ground. Lux with a fake over Dexter, and that enables Jaden just have enough time to beat Jake to that ball played around to his left.
Yep, and that's going to give the opening goal to the Phoenix, and that's going to be crucial. Opening goals always the most important one to get, as you technically don't need to score another one if you want to win. Just lock down on defense, and that's exactly what the Phoenix have been able to do. This is actually going to go mid. Devise with a shot. That's a great pass, great shot, and a 2-goal lead coming out for the Phoenix. Great passing plays coming out from them.
Yep, it's very swiftly become a multiple goal lead for the Phoenix. All it took was the one, and they were able to find the second one off of kickoff. And this is what I want to see out of the Phoenix, with the Spartans being as defensive. I want to remind everybody, they went 9-6. Dexter, good shot there, gonna cut the lead in half and interrupt my monologue. Get this within striking distance. Still playing the game left to play, but I'll finish my thought and throw it over to you, Pac-Man. Spartans went 9-6. Okay.
9-5.
9-5. Okay, that was the record. Their goal differential, -2. They won 3 entire more series, at least 3 more games, and they were negative in their goal differential. So, very defensive team. They were able to get one there, but if the Phoenix are going to get ahead early, it's going to make this comeback all the more difficult for Spartans.
Yeah, but they've already started working on it. That's going to be a double commit for the Phoenix. Give an opportunity for the Spartans to get it out of their own half. Dexter can't get it clear, but a demo comes out. This is going to be a 1v2 opportunity. Devise shuts down the offensive attack. And now, Spartans don't go for it again. They don't feel like keeping it in, and now they're going to have to work on it again just to get it in the half. Another whiff actually comes out. This is going to get it. Give it an opportunity for a clear. Doesn't come out. And now, McDouble pops it down. Lux is there to shut it down. And now we see 10. They break out of their half, but it doesn't look like it. Phoenix shutting them into their own side.
The Spartans have had a few small ball passing plays here in the midfield. Their breakout involves giving a long pass out to somebody in the Phoenix half, and then dishing it into the middle for a shot. It's yet to pan out. Dexter attempting the double, but all he had to do was fake the backboard defense and let that fall to Sir McDouble. Dexter jumps up, forces Jaden to elevate as well, and McDouble's lying there in the weights once Jaden committed to reading the shot coming out from Dexter.
That's the second time we've seen a fake on the backboard work. Lux did it earlier in the game to give Phoenix their early lead, but now it is looking like Spartans have the momentum. They're going to try to get something going, but Phoenix back on offense like they have been a much of the game, and it's looking like they're going to stay that way. Spartans more looking for a counterattack. That's going to be a drop down. That was on. Farquaad able to save it out. Farquaad now goes to the shot. Jaden's back, but doesn't get a great hit. Dexter going to hit at the backboard. McDouble there, but popped up, going to make it clear, and this is going to likely go in overtime, barring a 0-second possession.
Lux off the corner, Devise a little bit awkward. Jaden was rushing for that ball, but we are going to see overtime in game 1, and this is where the Spartans thrive. They win the close games. They're able to grind it out in overtime. Let's see if they start off the series with the win. Jaden able to elevate above the bump from McDouble. Play that one to the sidewall. Lux a little bit awkward, but does find the clear. And Jake, it's difficult to reach for him as that one was soaring above his head. Interesting little ground play there by Lux. McDouble 50 in the corner. Dexter off that same corner, but in committing, he opens up the net, and it's a long shot, free net for Jaden to shoot at. That will be the difference maker. Dexter off the corner, and the third man was just nowhere to be found, committed in too deep.
Third man got bumped, and that's what opened up the net for Phoenix. They got bumped into the Phoenix's own half, and Phoenix didn't have to go against the goalie there. It was a great bump there.
That would be the Phoenix taking it in 3-2. Just some rotational errors there for the Spartans coming out. Either team looking solid though. Shots in favor of the Phoenix. 10-7. Just want to harp back on, this is how the Spartans usually play, that ultra defensive play style. So them putting up 7 shots is good, but you let in 3 goals on those 10 shots, so gonna have to shore up that defensive line if you want to win your usual way. We'll get into game 2, and the Phoenix looking to set themselves up for a sweep if they can win here.
Yeah, and we're gonna see if the Spartans can actually take a lead. They haven't done so yet, but they have shown that they are capable. They got 2 goals in a row in that last game. Just wasn't enough to give them a lead. Now, actually starting on offense for the Spartans, bump comes out. McDouble tries to go for a bump. This is going to be open. Farquad will slot that in. Great physical play coming out from the Spartans, giving them an early lead.
Spartans taking a page out of the Phoenix book and getting very aggressive here to start things off. I already saw 2 or 3 bumps as well as a demolition. So maybe that's how the Spartans are going to open up the net here. If you forcibly remove the defender, they won't be there for the save. But Jaden, just like that, it's the goal erased from the Spartans. Just a solo play off of kickoff. Passes it to himself, gets one little touch. McDouble seemed like he double committed along with Jake, and neither one of them was there for the save on the goal line.
Yeah, and that it will be capitalized on by Jaden. Jaden's one of the best strikers on the field at the moment. And actually, this might be an opportunity. McDouble gets bumped. That's going to make sure it doesn't go on. But now Farquad with an opportunity. McDouble actually gets it. That's a double commit that's going to be tough if the Spartans don't get back. But it looks like they have. And now actually you're going for another threatening situation here.
McDouble dropping it down. Is there any help? No, it's Lux with the free clear. Dexter using all of his boost to retreat backwards for that ball, making it awkward on himself, but does find a good 50 onto Devise. We see the Phoenix retreating out of the Spartans half, but 2 of the Spartans on top of each other. It's been Jake and McDouble not being able to sort out the rotation once in this game too, and it may cost him a second goal, but McDouble gets in the way. Jane on target. That one's wide, and it's going to be in charge of Dexter to get this ball out. He'll find a 50, but it's just going to fall back into the lap of Lux, looking for Devise off the backboard. And again, it's Jake and McDouble on top of each other on their rotation with their 4th double commit this game alone.
Yeah, and that's just going to do it. The overcommit comes out, Devise able to slot it in, give Phoenix the lead. And like you said, the double commit's really, really hurting the Spartans here. 1 is okay, but once you have 4 in just a minute and a half, that's when you're starting to see a problem. And they gotta communicate more, it seems like.
100%. A double committing, you're burning that boost that either one of your teammates have, and you're also pulling yourself out of position, opening up so many gaps in your rotation. And that ultimately led to that second goal there, as McDouble just awkward and didn't have the boost to make the play defensively. Ended up committing for a ball he couldn't get to. Devise chipping this over Jake. Still has control of the ball. Gonna land on the sidewall, try to regain his flip, but it'll be McDouble there first. Jane over the top of Dexter, and it's a lot of open room in front of him. He'll opt for the pinch, and it'll be McDouble intercepting, but again, low boost. Devise gets a chip out over the midfield. Gonna run down this ball. Dexter over the top of him, though, but Lux keeping it in the Spartans half, not able to find the dunk, but it's Jane there, and it's an open net to shoot at. Spartans, their entire game plan's falling apart right now, Pac-Man.
Yeah, like they're pushing up too aggressively, and for a defensive team, that's not what you want to see. Phoenix just playing back and forth games, waiting until the Spartans make a mistake, and so far that's exactly what they've been doing, and that's why they're currently winning. And that's going to be a kickoff goal. 4-1, halfway through the game. Three goal lead.
Spartans just... They don't look like themselves. They're double committing all over the place. They're playing incredibly sloppy, and on top of that, they're overcommitting defensively and just giving open nets for the Phoenix team to shoot at. McDouble able to find a save, but it's Jaden with the follow-up. Jake gonna commit, and all three Spartans are on this side wall. This wall's out into the middle. Dexter can't find the read. It's a free shot if anybody's there. Jaden is, and that one's just in. It's like the Spartans are watching the play happen around them. How long was that ball sitting in front? We saw Dexter panic and flip at it when it wasn't needed, and Jaden just puts that back behind McDouble. It's 5-1 Phoenix.
Yeah, that was great placement from Jaden, but just terrible defense from Spartans. Like, no reason to sugarcoat it. They need to start getting better hits, having better communication. Otherwise, this is going to be a 3-0 sweep.
Buys. Not able to find the read, but he doesn't exactly need to with his team being up 4 goals and only 2 minutes left on the clock. McDouble outlet pass to Dexter, but Dexter doesn't make contact. He uses all of his boost in the process. He now has 0 to get back as Devise sinking in on the Spartans line. Good read there by Jake to chip this one over the middle. It's Devise chasing it down. He's been sort of the lead man a lot of the time offensively. This ball going to sail over the top. Jane not going to commit, but you see the third man from Phoenix sitting so deep. They know they have the lead and they don't need to overcommit.
Yep, and that's exactly what you want to do. You have a 4-goal lead, and that's just going to... An overcommit happens because... Oh, actually, Dexter able to get back to it. Overcommits happen because you kind of need to be ridiculously aggressive if you're down 4. Jaden with a shot. McDouble's push too far up. 5-goal lead. It's... We might have a Brazil here.
Yeah. Take a trip to Rio. And that's what the Spartans need right now. They need a break from the mental, honestly. Throw up the Brazil. Let them get double digits for all I care. The Spartans are checked out of this game. What they need to do is check back into the third one. They're down 6-1. This one's out of the question. Like, there's no chance Spartans are coming back with how they're playing and how Phoenix are playing. So now, what the task at hand I will give the Spartans, just regroup, regain, get your mental straight for game 3. Because if this is your first series of the group, and we might go to Brazil, yes, there it is. Luck's gonna guarantee that one-way trip for the Spartans is booked on United Airlines. Bearing that 7th goal.
Well, actually, since they've been playing so often, they might end up making it an 8-2 or something, or an 8-1, because they have not been shut down. It's hard to believe the Spartans did score the opening goal, so right now they have conceded 7 straight. For a defensive team, 7 in 5 minutes is not what you want to see. And they're going to, you're right, they need to regain here because this is not working out.
Yeah, no, this one's chalked. They're getting outshot 13-3 and the scoreline is 7-1. They have 5 saves on 13 shots, which means only 1 for the Phoenix have been off target. Spartans just look sloppy. They're watching the play develop around them, and they need a full reset, because not only do they need to attempt to come back in this series, but if this is their first one of the day, what does it look like going into their 2nd or 3rd series of this group, Pac-Man, if they're playing completely unlike how they did the entire regular season?
I mean, it's going to be really tough if they lose this next game. They're going to have this... Basically, they're forced to win the next 2 if they even want a chance at making it to the next day. But a 7-1 loss is completely demoralizing because you've been such a good team the entire season, and now one day you're not playing as well, and this is going to be basically it if they can't figure this out.
We'll get on the field here for game 3. Spartans. They got the first goal in that last game and then dropped 7 unanswered. Let's see what talking they had with each other in the middle of that in the intermission between these last 2 games, but it may not be enough. As I thought Jake might have temporarily owned goal. McDouble able to hold the backline strong along with Jake, get their first 2 saves of the match as the pressure for the Phoenix still coming out early. They have 3 shots already on the board and not looking to leave the blue half.
That's a great fake. Oh no! That was almost a great opportunity for the Phoenix, but a miss hit actually sends it all the way. Spartans looking to try to get in their second opening goal of the series, but actually doesn't look like it's going to work out. A good clear comes out. Farquaad denies it, but doesn't seem to have a great second hit. Lux will boom it away, and now Phoenix looking to try to get their opening goal.
Jaden into the corner. Devi's going to redirect it towards the net, but Dexter there to ward off any attack into his frame. Bring up that phalanx formation as the Spartans. Jaden into the middle, able to bump off Jake. That would have allowed Lux to get there, but it seemed like he was reading Jake's flick instead as he goes soaring into the Spartans corner. Dexter off the sidewall trying to go underneath Lux, but getting a piece of it is the Phoenix GM. Device just toying with this ball, flicking it into the middle for a pass that isn't there. Didn't bother to check if the recipient would have gotten the pass, but they don't get punished for it. And back the other way goes Phoenix. Oh, Device could not get there in time, so will remain scoreless for the time being.
Yep, and the defense already looking a lot better for the Spartans. They're actually getting good hits. They have cleaned up the double commits completely, it seems like. We haven't seen that come out yet, and that's paying dividends as we still see it as 0-0, and Phoenix on offense to get the demo. This might be an opportunity, but no, it actually is an opportunity for the Spartans, able to get the Phoenix able to get back, clear it away. Now we're gonna see ping pong happening, barring some sort of dunk.
The demo there onto Lux. Jaden then has to play patiently, but Dexter just gives up possession straight to him. Jake off the sidewall, 0 boost to follow it up. He'll act like he'll go for it. McDouble 50 onto Device, goes back into the Phoenix corner. Jaden gonna pop it, but it's only Dexter who's gonna be there for the read. He has a net to shoot at. It's on target. Device cheated too far out and did not have the read on Dexter's shot that he beamed at the net. It goes off Device and into the net. The D&D connection, but on different teams. It's Spartans with the first goal in this one. Let's see if 7 unanswered go into the net now.
Yeah, 7 unanswered might be a little hard if there's 2.5 minutes left in the game. However, Phoenix wouldn't complain. Let's see if they can get the first one. McDouble able to turn it away. Device now puts it mid. Jaden's up. Dexter able to get it away. And we're going to see a passing play maybe actually that goes straight into Dexter, which actually keeps it in the half of the Spartans. There's 2 minutes left in the game. They just need to repeat the last 2.5 minutes, not give up anything, and see if they can take it into the next game. If not, they're going to be in a lot more trouble. McDouble picks up a savior medal. We've seen so many saves come out. The Spartans already have 6 saves, and they only have that one shot. That one shot they scored is their only shot, so they are basically playing on borrowed time.
Yeah. The efficiency is absolutely through the roof, but you don't want to only have one shot on target here. Jake, towards the backboard, looking for help. It's going to come in the form of McDouble, but that 50 goes to the Phoenix backboard. Off the sidewall goes Dexter, but Jane able to read that one before any Spartans players are there to answer the call. McDouble doesn't have the read. I'm not sure what the takeoff was there, but he'll find the transition play, but another double commit between him and Dexter. Jane's up for this one, just going to pinch it forward. Jake back into his own corner. Jane's looking for a demo onto Dexter. He'll avoid that well, but pull himself out of position. The demo comes out onto Dexter, but McDouble finds the clear regardless.
Yeah, and with 1 minute remaining, this is going to be a really good opportunity for the Spartans to take their first game. Device trying to get out, actually puts it on Farquaad's head. Farquaad does actually end up putting it out, and now I'm sure McDouble clears it away, gets it over Lux, gets killed, but now it's going to be a lot tougher for the Phoenix to get back in here. Another demo comes out. This might be open up an opportunity. Farquaad clears away. Jaden's there. Device backs pass it over to Lux. They're trying to find connections. They want to win in 3 games. It's going to be mid. Lux is there. That's going to be on, and that's going to tie it up with just 13 seconds left on the clock.
McDouble just missed the ball. What happened? Oh, he jumps to block the shot and doesn't jump at the ball. And Lux just stalls for that half a second to put it into the net. And with McDouble being the sole line of defense responsible there, a little bit risky going to block the shot instead of just foreheading your car into the ball. We might see overtime for the second time in this series. It's kept up by Lux. Jake just gonna opt to drop it though, so we do get overtime as these players reset for the kickoff.
Overtime game sandwiching in Brazil, not something you see every day. And let's see if this time in overtime, Spartans can pull it out. They are able to get it away. This is actually an opportunity for the Phoenix. This is going to be a shot. Lux puts it aside. Double commit comes out, but it does get a good clear. And now, counterattack opportunity. Farquad puts it on. Jaden is there to clear it away. But Spartans might have an opportunity here. Divides actually gets it over one. Jaden gets it past another. This is going to be a passing opportunity. Going to go for the bump. Can't get it. And now we're going to see midfield play, seeing if any of the teams can gain an advantage.
Jaden into the corner, Device is there to answer the call, but instead it's Jake, and oh, what a diving save by Jaden. Gets just enough of it, but still pressures on. Device able to find a save. Jaden doesn't make contact, but actually puts his body in the way to move Farquad's car aside. Lux to Device, and he can't get back to it, but Device is still on. Is this on target? Jake off his own crossbar, and Jaden doesn't have the read. He's just gonna dish it over for Device, who is rotating out. McDouble back into the middle. This is dangerous, actually. Lux won't be able to find the touch. Jaden into the corner after that flurry of shots by the Phoenix. Spartans are able to hold true to their defensive ways and not let that one into the net. And McDouble underneath Device. Lux gets the better of him in the 50. Device pre-flip won't find daylight as Dexter gets there, but Lux towards the net. It's in. Phoenix 2-0 lead in this series.
3-0. That's a sweep.
Oh, that is a sweep. I totally forgot about the Brazil. Why did I erased it just like Spartans should have, but that's the series period. Thank you for correcting me. Phoenix look dominant right now, Pac-Man.
They really did. They showed that they are not to be trifled with, as they just completely destroyed the Spartans, dismantled their defense multiple times. It just took them a little bit of work to do, but a win in 3, and that is going to be very helpful for their getting out of group aspirations.
Ooh. I mean, Spartans, I want to talk about them more than Phoenix right now, because Phoenix have set themselves up well and they look really good, but the Spartans, that was a collapse of seismic proportions. They looked sloppy, Pac-Man. 2 overtimes sandwiched a round of Brazil, and yeah, they forced the overtimes, but they just looked like they were struggling to do really anything.
Yeah, they really couldn't close it out, and their defense was decent in some of the games, and others they just some parts they just double committed constantly over and over again, and that ended up making their defense crumble. They struggled and they couldn't figure out how to stop that cycle.
It was not the best performance that we've seen the Spartans ever have, and honestly, how close that was. I thought we were priming for another reverse sweep. We've seen that happen before where they just get dominated offensively and they're like, okay, stop that. And then they start moving again. That did not happen. There was not enough time, and a great last ditch effort by Lux was able to keep anything extra from occurring. So we'll be seeing ourselves move through in a sweep. Whereas on the other side of the chart, we have the Ninjas and the Marauders in game 5. We're going to be keeping you guys up to date, as well as you guys keeping me and company up to date as to what all is going down. Pac-Man, thank you so much for joining us today. Based on what you've seen of the Phoenix, was that their true form, or was that all just the Spartans kind of wilting?
It looked like the Phoenix were impeccable on offense. They looked very good. I think that is their true form. That is one of the best teams I've seen play watching Vanguard or playing against Vanguard. They did extremely well there, and they can definitely play like that constantly.
Well, we're going to get to see if that does come about. But for the time being, we're going to be taking a short break. So don't go anywhere crazy, but maybe grab some dinner as we're going to set ourselves up into another match for Group B for the Vanguard League playoffs right after this.
Would you run from me? If I go, would you be happy in the end? So was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories, was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? So was it all for nothing? If I stay, would you run from me? If I go, would you be happy here in the end? So is it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories, was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? So is it all for nothing?
I've been drinking Kool-Aid cameras like I did when I was 9. Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We'd play Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We'd play Halo, and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime. Years go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime.
Welcome everyone. We're getting ready for the next match. It is the second of Group B. If in case you missed what's going on, first off, I'm Hell Monkey Man in the booth alongside Quanzek, and we are going to be having the Phoenix versus the Marauders. Marauders took it 3-2 over the Ninjas, and so we have a bit of that easy math for us to rock and roll with. If the right things all happen at the right time, it could be similar to what we had before. If the Ninjas end up losing to the Spartans in that match that will not be on stream, then the Spartans and the Marauders, if the Marauders were to be beaten by the Phoenix here, we'll be in a rat race for an elimination match in our third that will be on stream. But there's still a whole ton of outcomes that are soon to be. But after what you saw from the Phoenix and what we know about the Marauders, how do you feel?
Phoenix are looking to be the favorite here. Marauders apparently lied to everybody and came in with their full roster. Teammate's gonna say otherwise, but we all know he's a big fat liar. The Marauders coming in with Squintle. Actually, they said he wouldn't be here and there's only going to be Ketchup playing with a few guys playing up. But it's their full roster. The 1, 2, and 3 for Marauders gonna match off against the 1, 2, and 3 for Phoenix. And if the Phoenix look anything like they did against the Spartans, this one might be a little bit difficult for the Marauders, who dropped their last game in the regular season to Mob, which is one of the only top teams they've played thus far.
Let's see if we end up with that being big, fat, and true. As the Phoenix, they started off so hot. Just like Lux's mom, we will all scream Phoenix. Be able to see how this happens. You thought I baited you on that one? I knew someone would be like, wait. That's perfect. That's what I was going for. And what the Marauders are going to go for is try to be able to find a quick strike against the Phoenix. But we also saw not just stellar offense from them against the Spartans, but also stellar defense. And they've been able to answer a lot of different challenges with good looks.
This is actually Ketchup being able to make a play. Good play there over on the side wall. Last time he was on stream, maybe let his team down just a tad bit, but looking for that redemption arc. device. Gonna flop the wave dash, but still gets the boost and the ball. Good chip there by Squintle. Falling back out to Jaden. Jaden looking for Lux. No, Lux just gonna bail. A little bit of dump and chase play here by the Phoenix. They're just looking to keep this possession in the blue half. Oh,
that one will fall.
There by Matt.
Yeah, that was super necessary, as Mass will be rounding out. Massive flick. I think that demo did thin out the defense, but not enough, as Lux was able to take up that midpoint at the goal line. Mass with a great challenge. Jaden and Devise are kind of looking at each other. They will double commit. If a shot goes back in, it will go in, but it slots to the post and just finds a way out. This is some chippiness. Marauders are putting the brakes to the Phoenix.
Yeah, if there's one thing you can do to break up this solid rotation that the Phoenix has, is look for those demos and bumps as Devise over to Jane. Jane to the backboard. Devise is up, but he can't get the shot on. Found the touch, but it was well wide of the target. Catch up. Gonna send this one down. Lux will collect 34 boost. A little bit awkward place for the ball. He's gonna hold his flip and opt not to use it. Gonna catch the ball instead. And here's Squintle. 60 boost, and the ball's in a good spot for a solo play. Gonna opt to fake the musty and flip it on the cross. And there's Mask looking for the shot off of the pass by Squintle, and that's just what you want to see out of your first round pick.
That's some good chemistry, and he does it at the last possible second. It stretches all the way beyond Jaden. Jaden thought that ball was clean and clear, but because they split and Mass was able to just barely get to the outside perimeter of that box, it's a good putback shot, and it puts the Marauders in a lead over the Phoenix here in game one.
Devise up onto the sidewall. Lux able to find a piece of that ball, and Devise will help it along. Mass to his right side, while Jaden now gonna just float one towards the net. That really had no velocity behind it. Game has slowed down significantly since that last goal. The pace is now crawling. Devise gets a piece and actually finds a 50 over Squintle. Uses all his boost to do so, but sets his team up really well to head into the Marauders half. It's Lux off the side. We're looking for any help in the middle, but Squintle able to read it, and Phoenix just look a little bit disjointed with their efforts right now. They're sort of just flinging the ball into the midfield and hoping somebody's there.
Marauders have been much more, even though it's kind of like just how much they can collect around one another, and there's not a stern method to the madness. They have been able to keep out of each other's way for the most part. It's just about how that defense can answer. Mass with a great touch to dig that one out in a would-be tying goal. On the other side, Phoenix are under duress, and as this has slowed down, that's a pace and a tone that's controlled by the Marauders. They are taking everything that the Phoenix are having to react to them, and they're making them react even more with, they're just bearing down upon them.
Yeah, you have the shots coming out. They haven't exactly been high quality from the Marauders, as Ketchup is shooting 0 for 4. We love that 0% shooting accuracy. But still, they're going to hold the lead. It's in charge of Phoenix to find this goal to equalize, but they're just going to be out to most of these balls. That backflip from Squintle, though. No, Lux is going to get bumped out of the way, and still, it's the Marauders in control of this game and the pace as we're reaching the 1 minute mark, and Phoenix don't look like they have the keys to the lock in order to get the answer to how to tie this game.
Oh, but maybe one big double, as it's very well read by Ketchup. It's got a little mustard on it, though. Oh, it goes from post to post. Oh, I thought there was a chance for Ketchup to dig it out, but Jaden, he's going to smear condiments everywhere and be able to get this one tied.
Just a good shot there by Lux. Mass couldn't make the read. He might have thought that one was going off the backboard, but Lux gets that ball to go off the inside of the post. Goes around the world a little bit inside and does eventually find the back of the net. And that is the answer. As soon as I said they couldn't find it, they had it. And this one actually could be a second as Jaden able to bury it. The ball just bounces freely off the backboard, and Mass, the backboard defense, nowhere to be found. He just ramps himself up off the post.
That hurts, because you know he went to the noob killer. He was looking at the wall, maybe trying to go him down, and met about midway where he realized, I don't know what to do, and he wasn't vertical enough. Is this 3 in a row in a hurry? No. 30 seconds left, though. It could be. Yes, it will be. Top 90 and in. And the Phoenix, it just took him a while to get there, but they're in the lead in a big way.
I mean, they just sort of waited until the Marauders fell apart. There's been zero defense for the Marauders over the last 30 seconds. Ever since it was sub 1 minute, it's like we entered the twilight zone of the clock, and Marauders just lost all sense of what was going on.
They were feeling it, and then they were feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very odd. And Squintle 0 boost just going to pass it down to Vise. Mass does get in the way, but Marauders are going to have to score now if they want to get back in it. Lux actually might bury a fourth. No, not enough power, but still, though, 10 seconds and 2 goals needed.
Nice connection. It could sneak through, but it will not, as Devise will make sure that that one is all but a memory and a dream for the Marauders. They will go down to the Phoenix. It was 1-0 for a while, and then it was a 3-goal sprint to the finish that put Phoenix on top. Wow. Just when you thought it was in control, oh boy, you were wrong. Whew.
Yeah, I thought about letting Lux know that you called his mom hot in the intermission, but I'm worried that may throw off his mental too much as he's expecting Hail Monkey Mun as his stepdad.
Oh no! Was my wife a second mom? Is that how that works?
Yeah, just a joint collective 4 parents for Lux now.
We're all just trying to take care of Lux, you know, just trying to make sure he's taken care of.
I will withhold that until the end of the series, as I don't want to adversely affect any sort of comms or mental going on there. Give these teams as fair of a playing ground as they deserve. It'll be the Phoenix rallying late to take this one 3-1 over the top of Marauders, who looked like they were in control for 4 minutes of that game, but everything came down in that final 60 seconds.
I don't know why they're complaining about the map. This is the regular map. This is literally the map that's always used. What? Calm down, people. Calm down.
At least it's not the day version.
Yeah, no. This is actually a fine map. Why are people mad? This has been in the game forever. It's fine. I don't understand. Whatever. Either way. We go into game number 2, and we go into the Marauders being in control early, but we've learned very quickly 1 goal ain't nothing, but this is a great passing play.
Yep, Ketchup just able to get that last little doink, beat out the defender, and Squintle's there to bury it. Yeah, I agree, J-Rod. This is probably my second favorite map in the entire game, so.
Yeah, like the sunshine version, no. This version,
Yeah.
yes. This is great.
Yes. Big thumbs up for me.
We move our way through the first minute of play. The Marauders feel at home on the sand. This is what thematically I thought it made sense. You know, you have the beach,
It's
which
our
is
home map, yeah.
like for the Marauders, but also like the Phoenix is kind of fiery, and this is where the summertime goes. Like I thought this fit. Like come on.
Yeah, they set sail to pillage ports from an amusement park in Los Angeles.
It makes sense. That's what I think when I think Marauders, right?
Exactly.
Oh gosh. Well, we have the Marauders. You know, this. I wonder if we're gonna see this as a rhythm and a pattern. They seem to, in the early part of a game, put a lot of pressure against the Phoenix, and the defense has to answer. And then we see all of the one goal, and then nothing built upon it. And the Phoenix just playing patient enough to finally get these breakaways.
And that's been it was really just the patience coming true for the Phoenix there. They had a few looks on net and they were just able to capitalize when the door was open, and you could tell they stayed composed for most of that first game. As they're looking to extend this lead to 2, maybe come out with 2 sweeps here early in the groups. Mast on the backboard, you're gonna use all of his boost, but won't be able to catch back up to the ball. Device over the top of Ketchup, who's diving and will not make contact with that ball. Mast backflip to Squintle, good little connection there, but the third isn't found, so Squintle just dumps it into the Phoenix corner.
Phoenix have a bit of a pattern of panicking. That was a great dive by Ketchup. Ketchup is chasing, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. As this one will be picked up by the Marauders from the back line, and the Phoenix will have to recoil rebound. It will be Devise who is despawned. He'll come back to the plane of existence here momentarily. Mass with a great pickup on that pass. He's looking for another bump play, and the priority is to dump chase, but initial touch of the first attacker to go for a player. It's a neat and very physical idea, but also it can use a lot of boost, and this will be a score by Devise as we get this one tied up again.
What a touch there by Jaden. Just able to jump up as there's a double commit from the Marauders, and Ketchup sort of just flopping off of that backboard. It was in a pseudo triple commit there actually from the Marauders. That'll turn into a goal for the Phoenix, but it was mainly off of Jaden. He was just able to be faster to that ball, get a really good 50 so Device could clean up. And now we'll see if 2 more come out for the Phoenix as you know, history does tend to repeat itself unless the Marauders are going to learn from their mistakes.
First mistake was allowing so many scores to happen in a rapid succession and just not being able to play the same challenge in the game they did. But maybe that's because at first the Phoenix just kind of get caught off guard, but we will find Mr. Ketchup able to put some extra mustard on behind it. And this one will be a lead remaining back to the Marauders.
Yeah, rotation doesn't come through for the Phoenix. Jaden has to avoid the bump, and in doing so, he's too far away to make a play on that ball. Devise is not in the net soon enough, so Ketchup able to contribute to his team score. Here's Devise not making contact off the side wall. Lux will do it for him, and here's Jaden with the shot. Squintle diving save, it goes off his post. He got just enough of that, and he beats the diving Lux as the third man. Did Mass miss? No, it's still on. Okay. They will turn the scoreline 3-1 immediately back the other way, and Luxemon gets burned for diving as the third man there.
Able to keep it just enough on target and utilizing some of that aggression against the Phoenix. Well, we've got a 3-1, but equal but opposite as 2 have come lately for the Marauders, just taking the Phoenix and saying, hey, man, like, you're trying a little bit too much, too often, too tight. That's a great challenge. Can we win the foot race to get back to it? Mast will, but Luxemon, he will be electric.
Yeah, the chasing down there by Devise forced Mass to get a touch, but it was the turn away from Ketchup. He was expecting that ball to be harder passed by Max to the sidewall where he could break out, and he lost sight of the net first. Was too thirsty to get some sort of offensive chance and just let Lux come in from that side wall as he was turning away for that relatively open net shot. And now the door is open for Phoenix to equalize this game and look to set themselves up into an overtime.
1:15 remaining. A flick, but it was a little bit early. It will force Device to make a nice challenge. Jaden maybe with a putback. He's got to pass over to Device, but he's going to be in the way. A secondary wheel touch will soften that up. Squintle. He goes vertical. No one pressing up from the Phoenix until Device goes airborne. Oh, it's actually a jailbreak. That'll be a counter play. Neither Device nor Lux could connect. I don't know where the communication went, but it surely wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's the second, or actually third time now this game where the Phoenix are going to get burned on a rotation. One was when Jaden was caught out on the side and Device couldn't make it back in net. The second, Lux committing as the third man, and the third one going to be that one that you just witnessed with your own eyes. So Phoenix back in the same 2-goal hole they found themselves in. It's going to need to be 2 in 45 seconds. Not out of the question, just very difficult to do. But that's the man right there. You want the ball to be in his hands, Jaden. And the playmaker for your team is he's actually pre-jumping Device for this passing opportunity. Going to fall back to the ground, just read Mask instead.
Jaden was just a step too close, otherwise he could have dived upon it, but he has to turn around. That's a demo. It goes over Mass. Is in one there. It's going to be Lux. He will turn out. I don't know if he didn't have any boost, but I'm not sure at all. That one just goes the opposite direction. One extra play. We will approach the 10-second timer. This one falls into the corner. We may be tied up at 1 apiece unless something miraculous could occur. Oh, a bouncer, but no time left to be able to get that read for it to be worthwhile at all. Marauders will take game number 2, 4-2, and that'll be the Phoenix. That'll be chasing tail and chasing
MVP. He'll be on top for his team this time around, mainly in the assists category, moving that shooting percentage from 0 last game to 100 this time around. But I will briefly touch on to that weird little sequence we saw there at the end. Lux looked like he was reading Squintle. And as he was posturing towards that other sidewall, he wanted to quickly regain and throw it back on net. But honestly, the clock was at 18 seconds when that play happened. You just need to dive being down 2. Who cares? Like, you don't have time. Just throw your body at the ball and see what sticks. But Marauders able to adapt and come back in a big way. And now that these teams have 1 game apiece, let's see what this looks like.
From Lynx G. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so we take the field, and this is Manfield. Take the field on Manfield.
So, from Lynx G, from our sideline reporter that's trying to keep us in the know about everything that's currently going on in this group stage, apparently the Spartans are up 2-0 over the Ninjas, which have a chance of being eliminated. Marauders, though, are in control of some of that fate if we soon to see, if anything, of a triple 1 and 2 combo. But right now, it's just a full breakaway by Mast. In the first 12 seconds, they're able to counterplay and score on the Phoenix.
Playing themselves up well with that early goal, you know. If you're able to get one right off kickoff in the opening seconds of a game, it sets momentum in your corner so favorably, because now the other team's knowing they're playing the entire game from behind. Jaden out to Lux. He only has 15 boosts to work with. Gonna take a little pot shot towards the net. Won't go on, but Ketchup actually plays that right back to Lux, but he's too high on the wall to take advantage.
Lux trying to air it out to say, hey, Jaden, come get it. Devise will actually delete Ketchup. They will tackle through another. And this is some good physical play that we haven't really seen out of the Phoenix. Looking to play from the outside. That's a set 2. Anyone either be a Devise or Lux. Lux, oh, he just flat out whiffs. This has got to be something just like in his head. He's kind of mentally drained, at least for this moment in time. Got to be able to recoup, recover, and get back to playing some good Rocket League.
Maybe he got worried you called it a small hot.
Oh, I didn't. I said, okay, fine. We're going to review that tape later. It's hearsay. Objection.
You know, Monkey, I've heard you specify comma in your cast before. There was no comma there.
But it was a full sentence. I didn't stop speaking, and I will continue speaking, but does Devise. He continues with some forward running play. Jane to the corner. It's unable to get read by Mast, and that's just an easy dish and go.
Maybe I'll stop talking about Lux's mom because I don't want her to turn off the stream.
No,
I doubt
no.
that she would, but she's a wonderful addition, and it's always fun to see her cheering on her son. So I will drop the matter up until I bring it up to Lux later.
Oh, goodness. I better be there. I will be judge, jury, not executioner. Don't need to die out here.
I'll join the call after the series.
100 seconds now here in the game, number 3. As this one's tied up. Lux had a big win. He's unable to get that one completely. As the Phoenix will continue with their offensive approach. Jaden with a handoff. That's some good communication. Small ball play. But it all just lands small and short into the goal line. This one goes high. Lux inviting Device to maybe get that rotation. He does. No, he can't grab the second one. And this has been one-touch culture. Oh, that second, though, was on target, but it'll be a counterplay again.
Jaden's actually up for the redirect. If he had 12 more boosts, he might have been able to get there, but Ketchup was there regardless. Good bump there onto Squinto. Gonna open up the way for Device. If only that had more boost, but that's a great pass to Lux. He doesn't have to read. It's gonna fall to Jaden. It's off the backboard. Device fall up underneath attempt. Gets stopped by Mask and the bottom of his car. That's a very good opportunity for Phoenix, and they had a couple good shots on net, but the defense for the Marauders holding strong for the time being, and Squintle going to be part of that defense, and the clear that falls, and Ketchup coming out of nowhere. I was holding my mic and I accidentally spun it in my hand out of excitement. Ketchup just cherry picking way downfield, and Lux can't get there for the save.
That was, man, how many times have we seen either the Marauders be physical and try to open up holes like that, or just play for the counter? Just take the Phoenix by surprise. And right when I thought the Phoenix were going to be doing that as well, oh my goodness, they are forcing the defense of the Phoenix to answer in triplicate. One, maybe another. They have Mass dropping it off. Jaden was trying to read him the whole way. Device will pick it up, jump over Ketchup, and away we go. Back to offense from the backboard. Did they put the read in? Oh, just off the post.
Jaden back off the backboard. That's a double demo. And it was in the Marauders half, so open the door there, but they actually transition right back the other way between Squintle and Ketchup. Device gonna call up for Jaden to take that ball off his hood. Lux maybe looking for Jaden, but doesn't get the power. Double tap from Ketchup is gonna sail wide, followed by Squintle. Actually gets the dunk over Jaden's touch on the backboard, but Jaden will in turn get a dunk of his own, but he has 0 boost this time around. Double commit works in favor of the Marauders as they get a powerful clear. Look at Device with a little chip touch. We're seeing a lot of just these small little touches in the midfield from either one of these teams as they're fighting over possession and the boost as Ketchup. Another good save in net.
Marauders with another breakaway and a minute remaining. Up by 1. Phoenix, they're just desperate to look to get this one to the midfield, but there's been better control by the Marauders, who are just getting in their face. That challenge will fall short. That one will just spin and skid on target. Everyone diving already as Ketchup, Mr. chasing after it. This one will be found by Jaden, and the Phoenix have to press. We have a half-minute remaining here, Quanzek, and the Phoenix don't want to go down. Neither do the Marauders. It's anyone's race, anyone's guess.
Phoenix in charge of getting one in the remaining 30 seconds. Device trying for Lux, but there's no power behind the pass. It's gonna fall to Jaden. He gets a touch, but it's straight out to Mast. Rising up off the corner, full boost that goes around Jaden and into the lap of Device. Can't make contact, and Jaden gets the better of that. 50-0. 50s have been so good. The ball's in the Marauders' half, but they still need to get it into the net. Device off the backboard looking for help. Here's Lux. He's up. It just goes straight back to where it was. Ketchup, no boost. He might have faked out the Phoenix, but Jake gets it up. Device gets goobered, but still on target.
Oh,
no! He's up. Gonna drop down. Device. Opportunity of a lifetime, but he's gonna hit the post.
Oh my goodness. So close. That Goomba stomp messed up the timing on everything. And so we go into game 4. Match point for the Marauders. The Phoenix, they need to get 2 in a row, 1 at least, obviously, in game 4, to possibly posture themselves for the win, to go 2-0 in this group, which would assure themselves a playoff position in the bracket. If they lose, Marauders would be 1-1, or would be 2-0 instead. This is a play for positioning in the playoffs to guarantee you're there.
Yeah, Spartans did confirm sweep Ninjas. That result is in. So Ninjas will be eliminated. If Phoenix win here, we're going to see a play in between the Marauders and the Phoenix. If the Marauders win, I don't really know what happens then.
Because they'll be at 2-0, right?
Yes. So it'll be either the Spartans or the Phoenix would then have to lose, and if both of them win, it goes to tiebreakers.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? Phoenix have a chance to just make it easy for themselves. Hasn't been easy, though. They may have had a 3-goal sprint after one was surrendered to them or by them in that first game, but really haven't seen the better, more regular efficiency from this squad in the past couple of games. Ketchup over the archway. That one's going to drop. It's going to be masked with another, but it's going to be a great read as the defense has been able to find more chances, but it's kind of like an overt amount of extra attempts just to make your single possession for each of these Phoenix players work. And it's just not working because then that communication isn't being fed like, hey, I'm going again. But, you know, they're just not telling that to one another, and it's just not happening.
Yeah. Definitely need to pick up the comms, whatever situation they may be in. Good demo there. Jane attempts a pre-flip. But nothing comes of it. Mask gets a demo and finds the ball on 0 boost. Lux off his own corner, has enough boost to chase it down. He's looking for Devise. There's a little drop pass. Devise on target. Squirtle will be there for the save. Jaden takes a 50. But nobody's there for the follow-up. That's happened a few times as well, Monkey, where Phoenix one man will commit, and then the second one's so far away that the pressure just sort of fizzles out altogether.
It does. They kind of just, I don't know, it just seems sloppy, it seems wide, it seems like they have one good look, and then everything becomes hazy. That's a floor pinch, it will bounce. Doesn't exactly pinch as much as it just kind of rocks. Oof. Looking for something quickly. Jaden will not be able to find it. This is still nothing, approaching the halfway mark. That is Ketchup into the sky. He gets to be on Devise. It will waterfall down and out. Luckily, neither Mast nor Squintle were there to punish the 2-3-4 mark, and counting on down, Devise will be counted out of getting it from within that post.
There's been a few looks Devise has had, and he's been just off the mark a few times now. That one sailing wide left, and the one previous to force OT wasn't gonna be able to sneak in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jane got a piece of it. That almost actually made things more complicated for Devise, but he does make the read regardless. Good booming, clear by Jane, and Devise is actually lying there in the weights. He's there on the backboard, rubbing out along Max, and Jane is up. It's off the waterfall. Where's Lux? He gets it over one, but can't be on target. He didn't have the correct angle, but he's still on the ball, gets bumped off, and eventually Devise comes in with a follow-up, and again, he hits the post.
Ugh. The perimeter is under fire, under pressure, and under just all this beating and battering from the Phoenix. Squintle, he'll leap early, but it's a better look by Jaden. He'll come to the zone, devise pre-flips to get there. The demo, or the boost rather, is taken by Jaden, so he's got to be able to pick it up. He's going to call on Lux. What a beamer, but what a shot deflection by Ketchup. Another, the 1-2, and it finally finds its way through. The Phoenix will be able to get one on target and a lead here in game number 4.
Yeah, good little passing play there. And that was ultimately the difference maker, and Phoenix doing well to get themselves on the board. We'll see if they can hold the pressure. As Jaden actually almost to get that one over the top of Ketchup. Which, real quick, I don't want to take away from the game for too long, but his name is spelled C-H-A-S-O-N, yet it's pronounced Chason. Why isn't it like Chason?
No, because we're taking advantage of English being stupid. I don't know. We're just making up rules at this point. It's like Jason, right?
I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, man, don't ask me how these names work. Most of these guys are just making stuff up and put like an X in there and saying it sounds like a V or something. I don't know.
True. I mean, we're gamers. Like, all of us have our weird, unique tags. I have a Zek at the end of my name. I shouldn't be one to talk.
Yeah, get out of here. But with 20 seconds left, we're looking down the very, very short scope of what could be a game 5. Phoenix have to just keep this lead. They need to play confident because they've been giving up on a lot of ground, and this is where the Marauders thrive, is putting them under pressure. But that's a big win. Device has all this grass. He just has to bury it at the corner. It will go up. Will they be able to keep it up? I think so. One more touch, but it's beyond anyone's reach for the Marauders, and that one will find the bricks, and we are sticking our way to game 5. Phoenix, if they win, they are in.
It's a win and in between both these teams.
Yeah, that's how it is. How it works.
Dang. Marauders win. They will then go to play Spartans and would then need to win that one. Okay. We'll talk about this once the series is over because it changes things drastically. I'm not going to cover any scenario when I can just save my breath after this 5 minutes Rocket League and have the full description. But we'll take our way onto Champions Field, and it's not quite day 2 yet, so I won't go into the whole speech, but you know, everybody has the clip.
We look up and we're like, yeah, all right, let's play some Rocket League.
Yeah, there we go. Shortened version.
It's the abbreviated non-director's cut. Whatever the opposite of director's cut is. Like, would that be what? Like movie
bloopers.
theater cut where it's just wobbly camera?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so far, Phoenix fall under pressure right now by the Marauders. The Marauders have painstakingly tried to get more physical and more in the face of the Phoenix. They're finding just so many aired out clears that have been able to really keep these better attacks from the Marauders from standing up too long. And they've also been getting some demos and just better upfield connections, just like that one. No, they call for the third man. What a smart play! They fake it to the top of the box. Jaden looks over to Device. Device pulls off, and they send it to the opposite way.
Look at Jathan surfing in Vanguard
Oh, yeah.
League.
Yeah.
Left the Discord, what, like 20 times at this point?
Oh.
Honestly, who'd I call out to be the playmaker for this whole series period? Or actually, was that the Spartan series? It was the Spartans.
No, it was this one. I think it was, well, it was against the Spartans, but Jaden, you called him up.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden is going to be the man to watch just on either side of the pitch. He's going to either put pressure onto the opponents he's playing, and he's going to be solely responsible for his team's goals more often than not, whether it's a pass or an assist. His goal participation is absolutely through the roof, as Phoenix going to ward off a couple shots here, but they're still in their half, looking to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Monkey.
Can the Marauders strike back? Been able to get it beyond the midfield line, but better offense has been found by the Phoenix more lately. That's a great win. That's an open net, and that will go through. Oh, what? Okay, it took extra effort by Mast. Come on, catch up. Where are you at?
Yeah, that's you know, open nets are the hardest nets to miss, but man, did Ketchup miss that one. Luckily, Mask was in the area. If he was anywhere near half field, that ball doesn't go in and we're still playing. That could have been disaster. But Ketchup bailed out by his teammates yet again. Squintle in the corner, playing it around Jay, and this is a 2-on-1 opportunity, but Ketchup just sinks right into Squintle's area, interrupts his bubble, and isn't there for the pass.
Devise will pick it up. 2 minutes have fallen off the clock while we're here in Champions Field. Oh, and this one will fall off the backboard. Ketchup, he finds one easy here, and these mental errors by the Phoenix are just coming in surplus.
It's very... Marauders just seem to have the Phoenix's number at the moment. Like... The Phoenix have just the few slip-ups that they've had. The Marauders immediately capitalize. This could be another catch-up on the side while Jane can't find the touch. I was speechless there for a little bit, as it just seems like Marauders have been doing well the few times they've stinted into the offensive zone, but this one could be an opportunity for Phoenix. Devise, though, not able to get the power behind the shot, and Mass beats out Jaden to this ball. Lux gets a piece of it, but Okay, I thought somebody from the Marauders was going to be there, but instead it's just Lux all the way down the other side.
Step right along, and the dynamic of this group is going to be weird. There's a chance for three-way ties. There's a chance for game differentials. There's a chance for just wackiness. This one going to be found by Mast. As a shot will go to the crossbar. A putback. The sidewall. Can Lux be able to get a second approach? No. Jaden will have to flop off and Devise. He will slow down the counterplay. Jaden will be there as well. Devise with the back pass, trying to get it away from two, but now it's a two-lane sprint by these Marauders. It's picked up by Jaden, coming up large. 100 seconds, now less. Time is ticking.
Devise no boost, which is so unfortunate because you see Jaden running down Mass. He gets the demo, but Devise still no boost. Jaden just trying to protect it, and he does take the goal steal at the end there. Where'd Ketchup go? He just misses the ball, and the rotation isn't found. You see Jaden just watching that ball go in. He would have left net if he was going to be a little offensive lineman to body them out of the way of the ball, but despite Devise's zero boost, Jaden able to make that play happen.
Jaden, he was sitting at the goal line, realizing he had no time to go out and come get the ball. If he was gonna have this be a rumble, he wanted the plunger so he could be able to drag that thing in, but he had to wait. And this one will flop its way in. Devise, this is implosions by the Marauders, and Mast, he ends up tipping it to his own net.
Yikes. So, you know, not necessarily an own goal because somebody then had to come in and finish it, but I think if that wasn't touched, it would have found its way into the net regardless. Mass to the sidewall. Jane just looking to stall time and maybe get another one on the board for that insurance. Lux comes in, or that's Devise rather, beams it off of the backboard. It'll trickle back out to Lux. Squintle dumping this one into the corner. Opposite to him. Squintle actually in with the redirect. They wore the shot, able to get the read just completely uncontested, but still does well with the power and the placement to put that shot in.
You cannot forget about Squintle. All the times that we see some of these mistakes, some of these plays, you cannot forget about Squintle. This is gonna come down to a photo finish. 42 seconds left. A win, you get stage 2. A lose, or a loss rather, and you have to figure out the math. All three of the Phoenix are up as a down touch. Mass go for the kill shot. He's leaving the redirect to Squintle. It's a handoff. Oh, it's through, and that's a 2-goal turn for the Marauders.
What a give and go play. Mass to Squintle, Squintle back to Mass, and Devise bites on Squintle shooting. That opens up the door. Now, I will say, Marauders just able to have a 2-goal swing, but Phoenix had a 2-goal swing just 15 seconds earlier. So still plenty of time here, Lux. Your first round pick, your GM with the ball. He had James Devise with the follow, but he misses the net.
Oh,
And,
it's a sprint.
Lux can't find the ball, and that is probably going to be the game. Lux had to make a challenge there, and he attempted to get down low enough from the sidewall, but uses that flip too soon, cannot beat it, and that ball sneaks in by Ketchup. That's gotta be the nail in the coffin, right, Monkey?
Oh, we don't know yet. I've seen crazier things. I've seen Spanish kickoffs. I've seen wins against complexity. I've seen wins into the top 8. It just depends on how these final few seconds go. That takeaway, that's it. That one's done. The Marauders pull it off. They're in the stage 2 playoffs. They go to the bracket. Lux and Jaden leave early. They got work to do later. This one goes to the Marauders. Welcome to the bracket.
So, what does that look like now? Marauders guarantee their ticket. They're going to play Spartans. Spartans are 1-1. Marauders are 2-0. Phoenix now 1-1, and they will have to play the Ninjas. That's a game that has to be played. So, what is the math that needs to work out here? The Marauders are in no matter what. There's potential for them to drop the first seed, though.
So here's what happens. Okay.
You know the math. I don't.
I don't quite know the math, but here we are. Marauders are going to play Spartans here live on stream. Spartans are currently 1-0. I don't know game diffs. I'm just purely going off of records right now.
Spartans are 3-3. 1-1.
Okay, but I'm not going to go with game diff right now. So
okay, sorry.
Marauders 2-0. Spartans and Phoenix at 1-1, Ninjas at 0-2. If the Ninjas beat the Spartans, or the Phoenix, they'll both be 1-2. If the Spartans beat the Marauders, the Spartans will be at 1-2, and the Marauders will be at 2-1. We have a 3-way tie at 1-2. So then Marauders, if they beat the Spartans, or actually no, that would be 3-0. Sorry, that's what the Marauders would rise to. If the Spartans beat the Marauders, Marauders go to 2-1, Spartans go to 2-1, Phoenix go to 2-1.
2-1.
If they beat the Ninjas, and Ninjas are 0-3. So we could have 3-0 and 3 1-2s, or 3 2-1s and 1 0-3, and then game diff.
So no matter what, there's always going to be a game diff scenario here.
Yeah. Unless, so say that the Ninjas beat the Phoenix, both of them go to 1-2, and say that the Spartans beat the Marauders, they both go to 2-1.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 scenarios here. We have a 3-0, 1-2 game differential. We have a 2 2-1s and 2 1-2s, and then we have a 0-3 2-1 game differential.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will have to figure out some game differentials. Make sure that we know all the games. That's gonna matter in a bigly huge way. We'll figure out all the math. Grab your TI-83s. We'll be back right after this.